Hello everyone, welcome to Full Moon Movies. Heretic isn't just another horror film, it's a theological chess match wrapped in dread, released by A24. Directed by Scott Beck and Brian Woods, this film forces two young Mormon missionaries into a cozy trap where belief becomes their weapon and their jailer. At the heart of the story, Hugh Grant, Mr. Reed, a man with encyclopedic command of scripture and a chilling intellectual charisma. He welcomes Sister Barnes by Sophie Thatcher and Sister Paxton, played by Jolie East, with unsettling hospitality. But as we delve into character arcs, Reed's gentle host, Dimeno, cracks to reveal a predator wielding faith as control, not comfort. Grant dominates the screen, lucid, cultured, and quietly monstrous. As we go deeper into the missionaries' transformation, Barnes begins with righteous suspicion, while Paxton carries hopeful faith. Reed's manipulations push them to undo both belief and identity. Their evolution from innocent messengers to survivors is painful and forceful, captured in a crescendo of speeches, power, and confession. Now, what makes Heretic stand out is that it doesn't pretend to have an easy answers. Its horror lies on belief system that fail when tested. It weaponizes faith, explores power through ideology, and forces us to watch as innocent people are undone not by monsters but by a man who thinks he's saving them. It's uncomfortable, timely, and devastating. As we go in detail about the key characters and development, we begin with Sister Paxton and Sister Barnes, two young Mormon missionaries knocking on the wrong door. On the surface, they appear as archetypes, Paxton reserved and gentle, Barnes assertive and confident. But what unfolds is a subtle unlayering of their inner conflicts. Paxton's arc is the emotional core of the story. Her faith begins as a comforting truth but slowly dissolves in doubt. Her kindness, once her strength, becomes a weakness in Reed's world. Barnes, by contrast, starts as a firm believer, using scripture as a shield and sword, but as Reed plays his intellectual games, even her stoicism begins to crack. Then there's Mr. Reed, played by Hugh Grant. In a career-defining performance, he's soft-spoken, articulate, and disarming. Not a captor in chains, but a man who uses ideology as his prison bars. Now, he doesn't kill immediately, he dismantles. Word by word, question by question, Reed's role in their arc is crucial. He doesn't merely opposes them, instead, he mirrors them. What would they become if their belief were used against others? Would they even tell? One of the film's key scenes takes place at the dinner table. Reed calmly serves soup while probing their past, their doubts, and their understanding of scriptures. Every line is a test, every silence is a trap. The cinematography here is quiet, intense. The camera lingers too long, capturing flinches, eye shifts, subtle panic. Another gripping scene is when Reed introduces a choice, an actual door leading somewhere unknown. One missionary must choose open it or stay. The metaphor is obvious but effective. Faith, when pressed to action, is rarely as easy as belief. It can be said that Paxton's eventual transformation is deeply affecting. She begins afraid to speak out, but by the third act, her decisions aren't based on what scriptures allow, but on what survival demands. Yet it's not a clean transition. The cause of growth in Heretic is trauma. Nothing is worn cleanly. Her escape, if we call it that, isn't triumphant, it's wounded. This is also where the story remains disturbingly relevant. In a time where people are questioning institutions, religious, political, ideological, Heretic asks what happens when someone uses your own beliefs to break you. It's a cautionary tale about blind faith, but also about deep human need to believe in something even if it destroys us. Now, the strength of Heretic is its dialogue, razor sharp, unsettling, and packed with ideological weight. Chung Chung-hoon's cinematography turns Reed's home into a labyrinth, each corridor a moral crucible. The lighting, warm on the surface, cold below, echoes the shifting tone of trust turning into terror. Now, the sound design supports those walls. The hum of theology becomes visceral drone, ritual becomes a threat, and silence becomes dread. As Beck and Woods pivot from a sermon to horror, scenes like the basement revelation or the choice doors becomes visceral punishments of fate. The shift into cruelty feels sudden, But the tension built by Reed's lectures and forced conversions makes the payoff deeply disturbing. In regard to the box office, Heretic grossed about 59 million worldwide against a 10 million budget, placing it among the most commercially successful A24 horror release to date. Now, that's a testament not just to its premise, but to the audience's craving for elevated horror with intellectual weight. On to the Blu-ray presentation itself, the A24 boutique release is simple yet effective. Now this is a single disc Blu-ray edition with the 1080p HD visuals, and the transfer is crisp, filmic and clean. The warm tones of the house interiors are well preserved and the darker scenes remain legible without digital noise. Colors lean naturally into golden hues and muted earth tones. The packaging comes with its original slipcover and includes a 6 on-set photographic postcards from Kimberly French, small but elegant touches for the collectors. Sound is where this release shines. With the Dolby Atmos, you can hear every hushed voice, every flicker of flame, every knock, whisper, and shuffle through the house. The film doesn't need jump scares, it just surrounds you and lets silence become unbearable. Now, the bonus features include an audio commentary by director Beck and Woods, where they dive into the philosophical behind the script and their visual inspirations for framing religion as tension. There's also a behind the scenes featurette exploring the production process and how the cast worked to build a genuine discomfort and vulnerability in their performance. While not over following with extras, this special feature adds enough context to revisit the movie with a deeper lens. It's a cautionary tale about blind faith, but also about the deep human need to believe in something even if it destroys you. Now, this movie is a must watch.